Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm. In this video, we're going to build our first website together. I'm basically going to complete the assignment, the HTML assignment along with you as we go. This is intended to be a video you watch if you're confused about the assignment. If you can't do these items on your own, then watch this video and I will explain in detail what we're doing as I do it. Okay? So, to get started, the assignment is to create a website about my favorite thing, something that I really like. Let's see, what should my favorite thing be? I really like Star Wars. I like the movie Star Wars. So I'm going to make a website about Star Wars. Okay. So the website must include a header, a paragraph, an anchor element, and a list, either ordered or unordered, and an image. Okay. So all of this content is going to be inside the body of my website because the body is where we display or where we put all the items that need to be displayed on the page. Let's start with an H1, a header element, and I'm going to call it Star Wars. Beautiful. Let's create a paragraph element. So let's see. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, so that's my header and my paragraph. Beautiful. Now I need an anchor element. So the anchor element is going to be a link to a website. So I need to find a website that is appropriate for my Star Wars website. So let's just Google Star Wars and see what happens. Let's see. StarWars.com. That's a pretty good place to go. So we're going to go to StarWars.com. All right. So it's https://www.starwars.com. Super easy. I'm going to copy that so that I can find it later when I'm creating my anchor element. So an anchor element is a link to another thing on the internet. So I'm going to create an anchor element and I'm going to give it an href or an HTML reference. Now it's asking me to browse for files on my computer. I don't want that. This is going to be an online reference. So I'm going to, in quotes, I'm going to paste the link to that website. Okay. And then in between the anchor open tag and the anchor close tag, I'm going to put the text that I want my link to be made out of. So let's say Star Wars website. So now on my website, I have a link that if I were to click it would take me to the Star Wars website. Now it's not going to work properly right now because we're looking at it in this view. I'll show you later how to test your website to make sure it works properly. Okay. So Star Wars website, let's shrink this over a little bit so we can see our code a little easier. All right, so, a list. Let's create an unordered list. And actually above this list, I'm gonna use an H2 and I'm going to say characters, okay? And then inside this unordered list, I'm gonna create a bunch of list items with the list names of characters. Now notice what I did there. Let me go ahead and delete this and we'll go back so I can walk you through what I'm doing when I'm doing it. When I created this UL element, it gave me the end tag automatically. Now I know that this UL element is going to have a bunch of LI elements inside of it. So to make it a little bit easier for me to read, I want to not put them all on the same line. So I'm going to hit enter. And now they're on the open tag and the close tag are on separate lines. But I actually want more space. So I'm going to enter again and I'll go up. Now I could start creating my list elements here, my list items here. The problem is, and it works, it totally works. It's just hard to read. For me, what makes sense in my brain is if I have my open tag here and my close tag here, I want everything inside of that element to be indented. Kind of like we have our body tag here and our body tag here. Everything inside of the body is indented. So I'm going to do the same thing for this just so it's easier to see when I'm reading my own code. Okay, so Obi-Wan Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, etc. So I can create a list of characters, and it's creating a nice bulleted list over here for me. The last thing I need to add to my website is an image. All right, so let's go back to that. Let's go back here. Let's go to Google. I just Googled Google. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. I meant to type google.com. So let's Google Star Wars and make sure we have our images selected. And I'm going to pick a really cool picture that I want to put on my website. Let's do this picture of Luke Skywalker fighting with Darth Vader. So we'll put that on the website there. So what I want to do is I want to click on this, and then it'll open up the preview. In this preview, I'm going to right click and choose copy image address. Okay, copy image address. Now I can create my image element over here, img. We'll give it a source. The source is going to be equal to that image address that I just copied. After the source, I'm going to give it an alt. Alt equals lightsaber battle. All right, and I'm going to close off the image element. Now notice that that image is way bigger than I want it to be. I'm going to shrink that down quite a bit. I'm going to change the width, and I'm going to make it, let's say, 500 pixels. Maybe we'll go 200 pixels. All right, so it's nice and small, but it looks nice on the website. Perfect. At this point, I've created all the things I need to, but I can add more stuff if I really want to. I can add more images, I can add more paragraph elements, more headers, more lists, whatever I want, links to other websites, all the kind of things that I want to add. But at this point, I think it's pretty good. I think we're done. So I'm going to make sure I have saved my work, Control S to save. I am going to go back to my documents folder, Storm Web Dev, and I have my first website. Now, before you turn this in, you might want to test it out in the browser to make sure it actually looks good and make sure it works. So what you can do is you can right-click on this file, and instead of opening it, you can click Open With. Actually, it looks like it'll open automatically in my web browser. Let's try that. And there it goes. It did open in my web browser, and I can click on the link. It'll take me to the Star Wars website. I can go back, and everything looks like it's supposed to look. Beautiful. Now, it's not the best designed website in the world, but it's at least a good start. Next week, we're going to start learning how to design the websites in a way that makes them look really nice, including adding colors, changing fonts, so on and so forth. But for now, this is a pretty good start. So build your website about your favorite thing, and then turn in your first website.html file on Canvas so you can get credit for the assignment. Thanks for paying attention, and I'll see you guys next time.